Well, it's another year, another Call of Duty releases. And by release, I mean they crawled out of the dumpster behind GameStop, slapped a $70 sticker on themselves, and said, we're ready for launch. Now, at this point, there are more COD titles than there is money in my bank account, and most of us are probably used to the Activision formula by now. Release a game every year that's either rushed, buggy at launch, missing a lot of features, or waiting to charge you $50 for a Nicki Minaj skin doing a Fortnite dance for no reason because I guess it's a thing now? Don't know why. And of course, in addition to the lackluster multiplayer experience you get with every COD title, is the annual, cinematic, thought-provoking, definitely not written in 48 hours campaign. Hence why I kind of stopped playing COD games after Vanguard. I mean, let's be real here. We all know that the past few COD stories have been pretty shit, pardon my French. It feels like eating expired soup, technically edible, but your body rejects it out of instinct. But just when I thought the campaign for Call of Duty couldn't get any worse, somehow they did. I don't know how, but they managed to pull it off. Honestly, I shouldn't be surprised at this point, considering that the COD franchise has been taking a nosedive these past few years. Now, I did watch the Black Ops 7 campaign to see the extent of how terrible the story was, and wow, if I had to describe my feeling regarding the story, it would be regret. If Disappointment was a movie, this campaign would have swept the Oscars. And it's not just me that felt that way either. Just going off the reviews here, the community's reaction is about as positive as a nuclear test site. But honestly, can you really blame them? The story was supposed to be a continuation of Black Ops 2, a game that came out 13 years ago. But now they decided to bring back the story after all these years because their previous story ended up being this confusing plotline of reality versus illusion. I don't know where they were going with that, and the crazy thing is that they somehow managed to ruin one of the more memorable COD stories. It's like, imagine if you resurrected Michael Jackson just to make him do mall performances. That's what this campaign feels like. This reminds me of the one quote where it says, if you truly love something, set it free. But since this is Activision and Microsoft we're talking about here, they said, if you truly love money, milk a franchise to death. Now look, I was completely fine when they deviated from the Blob story with Black Ops 3, but if you're going to bring back a beloved story, give us an ending that actually makes sense. Like, why am I fighting a giant Harper robot spewing fireballs like he's Bowser? Why are there zombies roaming around in my campaign? Why did Woods turn into a Venus flytrap Pokemon? Where is the story supposed to go? How do you go from
the numbers, basically? What do they mean?
To this nonsense, Treyarch?
Fuck you.
This kind of feels like if Disney rewrote Cyberpunk 2077 and told Keanu Reeves to make it more family friendly. I'm honestly scratching my head on how on earth IGN even gave this game the same score as Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6. Yeah, but Tiger, it's just the plot that's bad, the gameplay is okay, you shouldn't judge it too harshly. Yeah, about that. I didn't think it was even possible to mess up a single-player shooter campaign, but here we are. I mean, from the footage I've seen with the Black Ops 7 campaign, the missions feel like leftover Warzone assets, and the pacing feels like an AI auto-generated YouTube video. Oh, and guess what? That's not even the best part. You can't even pause in the game. Yeah, you heard me right. You can't even pause. A single-player mode that you play alone, offline. What, Treyarch, what's going on over there, buddy? Is everything okay? Does someone need a hug? Now, according to Activision, the reason for no pausing, I guess, is because the missions and gameplay are hosted on dedicated servers online with other players to facilitate global progression and XP earning, along with saves across multiple devices. This means pausing isn't possible for the same reason it isn't in multiplayer. My guy, this is a single player mode. Why the fuck would I want it to be like multiplayer? Why do I want a single player mode to always be online? And because of saves across multiple devices? Listen, I promise nobody is playing this campaign on their phone in the dentist's office. We're struggling to even stay awake because the campaign is so boring. But I guess on top of not being able to pause in the game, if you stay inactive for too long, the game will actually kick you out of the story even if you're playing solo. Isn't that amazing? I'm honestly so dumbfounded at how incompetent you have to be to not put a simple feature like pausing in a story mode. This honestly makes me appreciate Ghost's campaign a lot more when it first came out, And we all remember the memes surrounding that game.
And also added an AI system to it. So we have fish move out of the way when you get close to them.
But this kind of makes me glad I've stopped caring about the Call of Duty franchise after a certain point, because this is just painful to watch. As someone who grew up playing the original COD series, it's very disheartening to see a franchise that you grew up with go from this.
We have the DSL. We got it, sir. Good. That's one less loose end.
To this. Now, some of you will probably say in the comments, oh, you didn't play the game, you didn't even try it, you're not allowed to judge it, you gotta first buy the game. Well, first off, let's all point and laugh at the poor souls who still have hope for this franchise. But second, when a chef gives me a plate of dog shit, I don't need to take my fork and taste test it. I can clearly see it for myself that it's dog shit. I don't need to waste $70 to know that the story is a complete train wreck. Now, I can talk all day about how terrible the story is, but I do think there is another thing that we do need to address, the elephant in the room. AI slop. I mean, it shouldn't come as a shocker when you see studios use AI in games and other pieces of entertainment. It kind of feels like the norm nowadays, and look, I'm totally fine with AI if it can help make the devs team's jobs a little bit easier, because let's face it, they really need that help at this point. But when I'm looking at these calling cards, I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, how on earth do you see this and think, oh, this looks fine, just ship it and print it? I don't remember people having 4 fingers. I mean, just take a look at this calling card. This honestly looks like someone made a shit poster art of Plants vs. Zombies. But looking back at the story, I wouldn't be surprised if they used ChatGPT to write the dialogue. Seriously, just give it one more year and they'll make it so that you have to buy NFTs to unlock mission checkpoints. Now, in terms of the multiplayer, there really isn't much to say about this. It's the same COD slap gameplay we've gotten for the past decade. Listen, I don't want to come home after work just for COD to say, hey, here's a guy with 20,000 hours and a 4.8 KD every match. Have fun. Yeah, thanks Activision. Very therapeutic. Listen, I don't think I need to say anymore. The game is just completely ass. Like, I don't need to bend down to smell the shit to know that the game is shit. And look, if this doesn't convince you that Black Ops 7 is just an unfinished, unpolished, uninspired game that you shouldn't waste your money on, I don't know what will. The fact that this game is getting cucked by ARC raiders should pretty much say everything. Listen, as someone who enjoyed the original Black Ops and Modern Warfare trilogy, it hurts to see a franchise that you grew up with turn into a completely unrecognizable mess. But for those of you who still want to play this game, honestly, my advice, just go play Black Ops 4 campaign. I assure you, you will have a much better time with that campaign. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thanks to all the people who watched this video, and a huge thanks to the people that did give this video a like. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Fuck you.